So today we are going to discuss about the Kirchhoff's rules or Kirchhoff's laws. Okay. So these Kirchhoff rules are actually very important according to IMBOS. So this at least you will get one numerical based on the Kirchhoff rules, and you can get one MCQs also, MCQ and definitions also. So there are actually two laws or two rules of Kirchhoff. So one is called KCL or Kirchhoff's current law, and second one is called KVL or Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay. Now before starting the before discussing the Kirchhoff laws, let me discuss one or two few points. Okay. So first let me discuss about the junction. So do you know what is junction? The junction means a point where three or more conductors are electrically connected. What is it? Let me write. A point where three or more conductors are electrically connected. Suppose you have three conductors connected in this way. Okay. So here current I1 is flowing, here current I2 is flowing, and here current I3 is flowing. So this point where these three conductors are meeting, this point is called junction, or it has another name that is called branch point, or another name that is called node. So this point, this meeting point of three conductors, here three conductors, is called junction or node, node, or it is also called branch point. So what is the minimum requirement? Minimum requirement is there must be three conductors electrically connected. Okay, so minimum three, maximum can be any time. Okay, four, there can be four conductors connected in this way, 5 or 6. Then also it is called a junction or node or branch point. Correct. But minimum 3, not less than 3. Now second one, what is loop? This loop has another name. It is also called mesh, MESH, mesh. So mesh, a loop or mesh, it is, what is a loop or mesh? It is a closed path in an electrical circuit. So for example, this one is a closed path. Okay, suppose naming the point A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D, A is our closed path. Okay, closed path means if you are starting from a point, let me suppose if I start from point here, if you come back to that point, so then it is called a closed loop, closed path or loop. Okay, if the so here ABCDA is our closed path or loop, or it is also called mesh, MESH, mesh. So now topic is KCL, of it is also called Kirchhoff's current law. So it is also Kirchhoff's first law, Kirchhoff current law or Kirchhoff first law. So what is the statement of KCL? It states that Kirchhoff first law states that the algebraic sum of the currents into any junction is 0. The algebraic sum of currents into any junction is 0. Algebraic sum of currents in a junction is always is equals to 0. So what does that mean? So what is the algebraic sum of current? So let me suppose here I have a junction. So in this junction, suppose I1 current is entering and I2 current is also entering, but I3 current is leaving from this junction. Okay, so this is our junction point, junction. So the Kirchhoff first law is saying that the algebraic sum of currents means I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equals to 0. This is the Kirchhoff current law, or you can say that sum over total current is 0. Why? So why? Because suppose current I is 2 ampere, current is I1 is equals to 2 ampere, I2 is equals to 3 ampere. So tell me, if 2 ampere and 3 ampere, total 5 ampere current is entering in the junction, so how much current will leave from this junction? So obviously if 2 plus 3, 5 ampere current is entering the junction, so obviously 5 ampere current will be leave from this junction. Correct. So this is the Kirchhoff current law. So total current in a junction is always equals to 0, or sum of the currents, sum over I, here sum over I is equals to 0. So this is the statement you have to remember, and this is the mathematical form, summation of I is equals to 0. Okay. So obviously I tell you the reason. If 5 ampere current is entering, obviously 5 ampere will leave from that junction. If 10 ampere current is entering, so 10 ampere current will leave. If 6 people are entering in a suppose there is a gate, if 6 people are entering in that gate, so obviously 6 people will leave from that gate. So if 6 people are entering, so it is not possible that 8 people will leave, correct? जितना आदमी अंदर जा रहा है उतना ही आदमी बाहर जाएगा ना. So this is the Kirchhoff current law. And one thing you have to remember, this law is based on conservation of, it is based on conservation of charge. This law is based on, so many times it asks in MBOS is that the Kirchhoff current law is based on that, based on which principle? It is based on the principle of conservation of charge. So not charge. It is based on the conservation of charge. Why conservation? What is the meaning of the current? Current means charge per unit time. Suppose 20 coulomb charge is entering in this junction per 1 second. Here 30 coulomb charge is entering per unit second. So how much? So in 1 second, if 20 plus 30, that means 50 coulomb charge is entering. So how much coulomb charge will leave from this junction? So obviously 30 plus 20, that is 50 coulomb charge will leave. Okay. So that's why it is based on the principle of conservation of charges. Understood? So next topic is Kirchhoff's second law or Kirchhoff voltage law. Okay, so KVL or Kirchhoff's voltage law or rule. Okay, KVL. So the statement of the Kirchhoff voltage law, in the Kirchhoff voltage second law, Kirchhoff said that the algebraic sum of the potential differences encountered in going around a closed loop is 0. So let me write the algebraic sum of the potential differences encountered in going around a closed loop is 0. Correct. The algebraic sum of the potential differences encountered in going around a closed loop is 0. So what does that mean? So in first law, Kirchhoff said that the total current in a junction is 0. In the second law, Kirchhoff saying that in a closed loop, suppose if you have a closed loop, okay, suppose I have a closed loop, in this closed loop I have two batteries are connected, correct? So suppose this is voltage V1 and V2. So in the so Kirchhoff is saying that in this closed loop, total potential difference is, or total voltage is equals to how much? Total potential difference is equals to 0. Correct. So in a closed loop, total potential difference is how much? It is actually 0. Correct. So this is the card, or in this you can write that in this form of sum over V is equals to 0. So here I have given only two potential. I have actually shown you the only two batteries or potentials V1, V2. Correct. So there can be another battery which has potential V3. So you can write V1 plus V2 plus V3 is equals to 0. So this is the Kirchhoff second law. The algebraic sum of the potential differences encountered in going around a closed loop is 0. So now you have obviously you have a question, sir, why is that? One thing you have studied, suppose let me assume this point is A, B, C and D. So I don't know what is the value of V1, V2, V3. Suppose the point A has some potential. Let me assume 10. Point A has 10 volt potential. Correct. I don't know what is the value. So I am just assuming, taking any number. So can you tell me what is the potential difference in at the point A? Potential difference at the point A will be how much? So potential of point A minus potential of point A. What is the potential of point A? I assume 10. 10 minus 10 is always 0. If you take any point, suppose at the point B has some potential, let's say 5. So potential difference at that point B will be how much? 5 minus 5 is always equals to 0. So if you take a closed loop, in that closed loop potential difference is always 0, because for a particular point the potential is how much? Potentially will remain same. So potential is same means potential difference will be same number minus same number, that means 0. Potential difference will be also always 0. So from there this second law is actually derived. So let me tell you again, Kirchhoff voltage law says that the algebraic sum of the potential differences encountered in going around a closed loop is 0. So that means sum over of or summation of voltage is equals to 0. So total voltage in a closed loop is equals to 0. Understood? Okay. Now we have to learn how to apply KVL or Kirchhoff laws in a numerical. Okay, so whenever you see, okay, so let me first take a simple example. So suppose a question is given, very basic question. So in this circuit, okay, suppose I given a closed loop A, B, C, D. Question is find the current in the closed loop. Suppose this is 2 ohm resistor, and suppose this one is 5 volt battery, and this one is 3 volt battery. Correct? So question is find the current in this closed loop. I don't know what is the value of current, so you have to find out. So in this type of question, there first thing you have to do, first you will derive a current from any of the cells or battery. Okay, the first thing you will do, what you have to derive some current. So let me assume current is flowing in this direction. So first point, you have to take current in any direction, whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise, in any direction you can take. Understood? First you have to draw some current. So you will say, sir, why you have taking anti-clockwise? You can take clockwise also. Then also you will get your answer. Okay, why I am taking anti-clockwise? Because the simple reason is that here I have 5 volt battery, here I have 3 volt battery, and you know that current flows from positive terminal to negative terminal. So that's why current will from this battery, current will generate current will generate from this positive terminal. So that means it will flow anti-clockwise direction. So that's why I have taken the current in this way. Correct? So obviously, okay, and from this battery also current will flow in this anti-clockwise direction, because current always flows from positive to negative. So it will emerge from here positive terminal, then it will move anti-clockwise. So no problem, you can take clockwise also, then you will get the value of current I is negative. So don't worry. So after doing so first is take the current, okay, then choose a loop. So what loop? Loop means, so you have to start from somewhere now. You have to calculate the potential difference. So you have to start from, so now the question is you have to move clockwise or anti-clockwise. Second point is you have to choose a loop in any direction. Either you can take clockwise, so that means you can start from point A and calculate from A to B, then B to C, then C to D, then D to A in this path. Or you can choose anti-clockwise also. That means suppose you are starting from point A, then A to D, then D to C, then C to B, then B to A. Any direction you can choose the loop in any direction. So let me choose the direction here in clockwise direction. Okay, so I am taking the direction of loop is clockwise, in clockwise direction. You can take anti-clockwise, then also no problem. L1 or in simple L here, L is for loop. I have taken clockwise. After this, just remember one more. Okay, so second point, first point, second point. Third point is that if your direction of, suppose you have 2 battery, okay, if your direction of the loop, okay, and if your direction of loop, suppose this is the direction of loop from left to right or from point A to B. So if you see first positive terminal, then if you see first negative terminal, then your potential difference will be positive. Potential difference will be negative. If you are going from positive terminal to negative terminal, then your potential difference will be positive. What is the potential difference here? Here the potential difference is V. So you will take potential difference is plus V. And if you are going from negative terminal to positive terminal, so that means suppose if your direction of loop is from left to right, you are going from negative to positive, then here it will be minus B, correct. If you are negative, so then your potential difference will be positive. Okay, so that means you will have to take plus B. So you have obviously you have a question, sir, why? Because look, when you are moving from negative to positive, this is negative terminal to positive terminal. When you are going from negative to positive, negative means low, positive means high. So when you are moving from low potential to high potential, that means you are gaining the potential. So that's why we take positive, correct. Suppose this negative terminal has 2 volt, and so suppose this negative terminal has 0 volt, positive terminal has 5 volt. So negative 0 to 5, so that means you are gaining potential, you are gaining. So that's why we have actually we have taken positive. And when you are going from positive to negative, suppose this positive terminal has 5 volt, negative terminal has 0 volt. So 5 to 0, that means you are losing the potential. So that's why we taken the potential as negative. Okay, so when you are moving from positive to negative, so then you will take the potential as negative. When you are moving from negative to positive, then you take the potential as positive. Now what will be the, in case of resistance, what you have to do? Okay, so this one we have done. Okay, so if you are, these are actually sign convention, point A and point B. Suppose you have a resistor R2, okay, R ohm resistor. Okay, suppose here current I is flowing, and your direction of loop is from, this is your direction of loop from left to right. And in another case, suppose this is your point B, point A, R ohm resistor. Here current I is flowing, suppose in opposite direction, but direction of loop is right side. Now remember, if your direction of the loop and the direction of current is in the same direction, then potential will be negative. So you will say, sir, here I have a resistance, how can I get the potential? Potential V is equals to how much? IR. So here potential across the resistor is how much? IR. Here also potential is also equals to IR. So here positive or negative, that is the main question, correct. So if your direction of the loop and direction of current, the loop and the current are in the same direction, then you have to take this one as negative. And if your direction of loop and direction of current are in opposite direction, so then your potential will be positive. So obviously now you have a question, sir, why? Correct. So this one is positive and this one is negative. Now this is because of simple reason is that current always flows from higher terminal to lower terminal, correct. Current always flows from higher to lower. So that means left side of the resistance has high potential, the right side of this resistance has low potential. So when you are moving higher to lower, so that means you are losing the potential, that's why potential is taken as negative. And here current is flowing opposite direction, so that means, and you are moving from left to right, so that means left side has lower potential, right side has higher potential. Why? Because current always flows from higher to lower. So right side of this resistance has higher potential, left side of this resistance has lower potential. But you are moving from left to right, so that means you are moving from lower potential to higher potential, that's why potential is taken as positive. So just remember, no one will ask you why you are taking this one positive, why negative. Remember, if your direction of current and the direction of loop are if they are in the same direction, then potential is positive. If the loop and the direction of direction of loop and the direction of current are opposite, so then your potential will be positive. Okay, and in case of battery or cell, if you are moving from positive to negative terminal, then you have to take the potential as negative, and if you are moving from negative to positive terminal, then potential is positive. Correct. So with this concept we will solve this numerical, basic numerical. Correct. Okay, so let me draw this diagram again. I think this was our diagram. Okay, I have taken this one opposite na. Yeah, I think here I have a resistance 5 volt, 3 volt, here 2 ohm. Correct. So A, B, C, D. What is the question is find the current across this closed loop A, B, C, D. So first what I have to do, I have to choose a direction of current. So let me choose the direction of current. Okay, so suppose let me take the direction of current I as anti-clockwise direction. You can take clockwise also, no problem. Okay, so I is flowing anti-clockwise. Then I have to choose a direction of loop also. So let me take the direction of loop as clockwise. Correct. So clockwise loop, L is for loop, it is moving in clockwise. So let me start from the point A. Okay, so if I move from point A, since I am moving clockwise direction, loop, I have taken the loop as clockwise. So if I move from point A to B, I see the potential is how much? Potential is 5 volt, but it will be positive or negative. Now since I am moving from A to B, I can see the first I will see the positive terminal, then I will see the negative terminal. So potential is how much? 5. Okay, first write the I applying KVL. Which law you are applying? Right, applying KVL. I will apply KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law. Correct. So first I will see the positive and negative. So potential will be, it will be minus 5 volt. Correct. So minus 5. Then what is the potential across this 2 ohm resistor? Current is I, volt resistor is 2. So 2I, potential is 2I. So it will be positive or negative. Look, I am moving from B to C, but current is flowing from C to B. So obviously it will be positive. Correct, because our direction of loop and the direction of the current are in the opposite opposite. Okay, then let me move from C to D. So I can see here potential is 3 volt, but it will be positive or negative. So when I am moving from C to D, first I will see the positive terminal, then negative terminal. So I am moving from positive to negative, so that means it will be negative. So minus 3 is equals to 0. Correct. So this is the KVL. So 2I, 5 minus 3 is 8 is 0, or I is equals to 8 by 2, that means 4 ampere. So this is your answer. Correct. Okay, so let me so suppose second question, let me give you the second question. Okay, so same. Okay, suppose this is a resistor, one source, one resistor, another source, another resistor, another source, another resistor. Correct. So let me name the points A, B, C, D. Suppose this is, okay, so let me take the so this is suppose 5 ampere, this is 3 ampere, and this is suppose 4 ampere. This suppose 2 ohm, 3 ohm, this is also suppose 3 ohm. So question is find the current across the closed loop A, B, C, D, A. Correct. So how to solve? So obviously what is our first task? Our first task is to choose a direction of current. So let me choose the direction of current. Okay, in which direction should I choose? So let me choose this one as anti-clockwise. Okay, so suppose I am assuming current is flowing in anti-clockwise direction. You can take clockwise also, no problem. Correct. Then what you have to do, you have to choose the direction of loop. So let me take the direction of loop clockwise. Generally I have taken the direction of loop always positive, clockwise direction. Okay, so then you have to solve. So first let me apply, which law should I apply? Applying KVL or Kirchhoff's second law or Kirchhoff's voltage law. If I apply KVL, now here look, if I apply KVL, so let me first move from A to B. If I move from A to B, so first I will see the 2 ohm. What is the voltage across 2 ohm resistor? 2I VI, correct? V is equals to I into R, so I into 2. So it will be positive or negative. Now look, I am moving from A to B and the current is flowing in and opposite direction, so it will be positive. Then I will see this 4 ampere, sorry, what I am written, this is not 4 ampere, 4 volt. 5, how much? This 3 volt and this one is 5 volt, sorry for the mistake. Okay, then I will see the 4 volt. So when I so I am actually moving from negative to left to right. So first I will see the negative terminal, then I will see the positive. So negative to positive means this 4 volt is positive, plus 4. After this let me move from B to C. So when I am moving from B to C, here I am moving from B to C, but current is in opposite direction. So it will be, potential will be plus 3I, correct? Okay, suppose let me take this one. Okay, so this will, suppose this is 8 ohm resistance. Okay, I am not given. Okay, now let me move from C to D. So when I am moving from C to D, first I will see this resistance. So look, I am moving from now right to left, C to D, but current is flowing in opposite direction. So it will be plus 8I, understood? So then I will see this 3 volt resistor. I am moving actually from positive terminal to negative terminal. So it will be minus 3. Then I will see this 3 ohm resistor. Now here I am moving actually from D to A, but current is flowing in opposite direction. So it will be minus 3I, correct? It will be minus 3I. Then minus 3I. Then this 5 volt battery. So it will be, so I am actually moving from positive terminal to negative terminal. So that means minus 5 is equals to 0. Okay, so let me add all the currents. So 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 5 plus 8, that means how much? 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 8 is 13, 13 minus 3, that means 10I. When did you get 8I? Okay, here I got 8I. Na? So 10I, correct? Hmm. 10I. Then 4 minus 3, that means how much? 1. 1 minus 5, that means minus 4 is equals to 0. Or 10I is equals to 4, or I is equals to 4 by 10, that means 2 2s are 2 5s are. So I is equals to 2 by 5 ampere. This is your final answer, understood? So after this, okay, now after this let me solve a few embossed questions, correct? So okay, so question is, so this is your embossed last year embossed 2020 question paper. Okay, so question is this embossed 2020, this one is new syllabus question paper. Okay, new syllabus question embossed from embossed 2020. So question is, the three currents are given actually, I2, I1 and I3. Okay, question is find this I1 and okay, this one is I1, this one is I3 and this one is I2. These three currents are already given in the question. Question is find the current I1, I2 and I3. Okay, so how to solve this one? So obviously to solve this one, you need, okay, so you have to apply KVL. Okay, so first let me choose the direction of loop. Okay, before applying KVL, can I say one thing? Look at here. Here actually I2 is actually flowing in this junction. I2 is actually divided into two parts, I1 and I3. Now can I write from KCL, Kirchhoff current law, can I write I2 is equals to I1 plus I3? Because this I2 is actually divided. You can clearly see this I2 here I2 is actually flowing, okay, and in this junction I2 is divided into two parts. Here I1 is flowing and here I3 is flowing, correct. In this junction it is divided into two parts. So from the KCL, so I can clearly write from KCL or applying KCL, I2 is equals to I1 plus I3. So this is our point number 1 or equation 1, correct. I2 is equals to I1 plus I3. Now I will apply the KVL. So for the KVL I need a loop. So let me take the direction of loop clockwise in both the cases. So this is clockwise and here also direction of loop is clockwise, correct. So L1 and L2, correct. So let me see, okay, so let me from the first loop C D E B C. So applying KVL in closed loop, which one? Closed loop C D E B C. Then we C D E B C. So in the first loop, if I apply KVL, what I can get? So I am moving from the left to right. So let me move from C to D. So positive to negative, so that means minus 14 volt. So minus 14. Then here 6 into I. So let me first elaborate the currents, otherwise you will get confused. Look, I1 is flowing here, so I1 will continue to flow here. I3 is flowing, so I3 will flow across this resistor also. Now here I1 and I3, they will combine. So I1 plus I3 is equals to how much? I2 is equals to I1 plus I3, correct. Understood? So let me give you the brief idea again. So I2 is flowing here in this path, then again I3 is flowing in this path, and I2 is flowing actually in this path, and in this point I1 and I2, they are combining. I1 plus I2 is equals to I1 plus I3 is equals to I2. So here in this path I2 is flowing. Understood? Okay. So so first I am moving from C to D minus 14. Then I am moving from D to E. D to E, there is nothing is there, no resistor, no capacitor, potential is 0 from D to E. Then E to B, first I will see this resistor. Now here I am moving from E to B, right to left, but current is flowing in opposite direction. So equation will be, potential will be 6 I1, but it will be plus. So plus 6 I1. Then again I am moving from positive terminal to negative terminal, so that means minus 10 volt, minus 10. Then again I am moving from B to C, and here current is flowing in opposite direction, so that means minus 4 plus 4 I2, plus 4 I2. Understood? Okay. Now 6 I1 plus 4 I2. Okay, 6 I1 plus 4 I2. Now in place of I2, what kind I can write? I2 is equals to I1 plus I3 according to our equation number 1. So I will write I1 plus I3. Minus 14 minus 10, that means minus 24 is equals to 0. Okay. So 6 I1 plus 4 I1 plus 4 I3 is equals to 24, or 6 plus 4, that means 10 I1 plus 4 I3 is equals to 24. So this is our equation number 1, correct. Now if I apply KVL in the second loop, okay, so let me move from B to E. So in the B to E, first I will see the 10 volt, but I am moving from negative to positive, so that means plus 10. Okay, so let me write applying applying KVL in the closed loop. Which one? Closed loop BEFAB. BEFAB, correct. Do not write only BEFA. In the short you have written B. If you write BEFA, then it is not a closed loop, because you have started from B but you have ended A. You have to write BEFAB because the starting and ending point must be same, correct. So first 10 volt, that means plus 10. Then here in the resistor I am moving from B to E, that means left to right, but current is also flowing in the direction left to right. So this 6, it will be minus 6 I1. So 10 minus 6 I1, 10 minus 6 I1. Then E to F, no potential, nothing is there, so potential is 0. Then from F to A, I am moving from right to left, but current is flowing in opposite direction. So it will be minus 2 I3, correct, minus 2 I3. Why I3? Because I3 is flowing across this 2 ohm resistor, understood, is equals to 0, correct. So and so if I take these 2 in the right side, so 10 is equals to 6 I1 plus 2 I3, correct. Okay, or 6 I1 plus 2 I3 is equals to 10. So this is our equation number 2. So let me see, now this is a quadratic equation, you have to just solve. This is your first equation. Let me change the color right now. First equation and second equation. So how to solve this one? Okay, so if I divide 2 from this equation, then what can I write? From this equation, if I divide by 2, then I can write, I am just dividing this equation by 2. So 10 divided by 2, that means 5 I1, 4 divided by 2, that means 2, and 24 divided by 2, that means 12, correct. So is equals to 12. Now I will just add or subtract these 2 equations. Simply I will subtract. Okay, did I make some mistake? Okay, I think so. 2 I3 will be positive because current I am moving from A to A and current is moving in opposite direction. So 2 I3 is positive. So that means 6 I1 minus 2 I3 is equals to 10, correct. Sorry for the mistake. So then I just have to add these 2 equations. If I add 1 plus 2, what is the equation number 1? 5 I1 plus 2 I3. 5 I1 plus 2 I3 is equals to how much? 12. And 6 I1 plus 2 minus 2 I3 is equals to how much? 10. So this 2 will cut. 6 plus 5 I1, that means 11 I1 is equals to 22. So I1 is equals to 2 ampere. So this is your value of I1. Okay. So if you put the value of I1 in equation number 1. So what is the equation number 1? 5 I1. So that means 5 into, so okay, so first write from 1, from equation 1. So equation is 5 by I1. What is the value of I1? 2 plus 2 I3 is equals to 12, or 2 I3 is equals to 12 minus 5 into 2 is 10. Okay, or I3, 2 I3 is equals to 2 ones are, so that means I is equals to 1 ampere. Sorry, I3 is equals to 1 ampere. So we got the I3 and I1. So I2 we have to find out. So I2 is equals to I1 plus I3. What is the value of I1? I1 is 2 plus 1, that means 3 ampere. This is your final answer. So in this way you have to solve. Understood? Now next, let me see how much. 39 minutes. Okay, so let me solve another one, the last one from your emboss. Okay, so the question is this, again your emboss 2020 question. So this question is find the current flowing across 8 ohm resistor. Okay, and in this question no current is given. the current is not given. Question is just find the current flowing across the 8 ohm resistor. So yep, here first task you have, okay, so let me name the points first. Okay, the name of the points are not given, so let me name this one A, B, C, D, then E, and then F. Correct? A, B, C, D, E, F. Then okay, so let me first draw some current. Okay, so let me take some current I1 from this 4 volt resistor, and then again let me take some I2 current from this 6 volt resistor. Now you can take only one current I from this 4 volt or 6 volt, anything, then you can divide. Now if I take I1 and I2, it will be easier, because if you take I only, then it will divide into two parts. Here it will be across I2 ohm, I2, then across this 4 ohm 6 volt, and one ohm across there will be I3. Then you have to take, it will be easier if you take two currents I1 and I2, because it is given in symmetry. Okay, so suppose I2 is flowing in this path, so I2 will flow here, I1 will flow here. Now in this junction they will meet. So in this junction, how many across 8 ohm, how much current will flow? Current I1 plus I2. Correct. Now remember, at the junction C, current will again divide. Now do not write I3 and I4, because remember, if you are taking I1 current from a battery, remember the same current you have to give back the same amount of current. If you are taking I1 current, you have to give back same amount of current. So that means I am taking I1, so there must be I1 will enter in this battery. I1 is actually emerging, I1 current is emerging from this 4 volt battery. So obviously again same current will enter. जितना निकाल रहे उतना ही उसको वापस देना पड़ता है. ठीक. Okay. So I2 is flowing here. So at the point C, I2 current will flow. Look, I1 मैंने I2 निकाला था 6 वोल्ट से, ये घूम के I2 ही वापस आ गया 6 वोल्ट पे. ठीक है. और I1 निकाला से था 4 वोल्ट से, सब वापस I1 ही जा रहा है. ठीक है. Now after this, what you have to do, you have to choose a direction of loop. Okay, let me write. So suppose the direction of loop is clockwise. In both the cases, direction of loop is L1 and L2 is positive. Okay, so now the simple thing, applying KVL, in which loop? In ABCDA, in this closed loop. So let me move first. Let me first move from A to B. So A to B first positive, then negative. That means minus 4 volt. Correct. So minus 4. Then okay. So then I'm moving from left to right, but current is flowing opposite direction. So that means it is plus 6 I1, plus 6 I1. Why I1? Because I1 is flowing across this 6 volt. Now B to C, no, nothing is connected. Then let me move from C to D. When I'm moving from C to D, current is flowing opposite direction. So that means here potential is how much? So potential will be so positive, because direction of loop and current are opposite. But potential will be how much? V equals to I into R. I is how much? I1 plus I2, and R is equals to how much? 8. So that means 8 into I1 plus I2, because current flowing across this 8 ohm is I1 plus I2. Then let me move from D to A. So here D to A. So if I move from D to A, the current is flowing in the opposite direction. So that means 2 I1 plus 2 I1. Correct. Okay. So after that, minus. Okay. So let me, I plus 2 I1 is equals to 0. So minus 4. So 6 I1 plus 8 I1 plus 8 I2 plus 2 I1 minus 4 is equals to 0. Now let me add all the I1. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 6 is 16 I1 plus 8 I2 is equals to 4. Correct. Now if I okay, so this is our equation number 1. Okay, so okay, so I am leaving one line. So if needed, because we have to after second equation we have to solve this quadratic equation. So then there maybe I can change this line. I need one more line. So after you get the first equation, leave one line so that you can adjust. Okay, so then applying KVL in the loop, in which loop? Okay, second loop, DCEFD. That means in the second loop, DCEFD. What I can get? So let me move first from D to C. So here D to C I am moving left to right, but current is also flowing left to right. So first tell me what is the potential here? 8 into I1 plus I2, because resistance is 8 and current is I1 plus I2. So 8 into I1 plus I2, but it will be negative because direction of loop and the current are same. So minus 8 into I1 plus I2 in the bracket. Then let me move from C to E. C to E, there is nothing is connected, potential is 0. Then move from E to F. Here across 1 ohm resistance, potential is how much? Potential is 1 into I2. But it will be positive or negative? It will be negative because I am moving from E to F. Current is also flowing from E to F. So minus I2. Then minus negative to positive, so that means plus 6. Correct. Then again, let me move from F to D. If I move from F to D, current is flowing in the same direction, so it will be negative. Negative means 4 minus 4 I2. Correct. Minus 4 I2 is equals to 0. So let me write. So minus 8 I1 minus 8 I2 minus I2 plus 6 minus 4 I2 is equals to 0. So let me, okay, so minus 8 I1. I2 8 minus 12. 12 minus 1, that means 13. So minus 13 I2 is equals to, if I take this one right side, so it will be minus 6. Correct. So this is our equation number 2. So let me see the equation number 1. How can I add? Okay, let me do one thing. This is not our equation number 1. So let me divide the equation number 1 by 2. So then I can write 8 I1 plus 4 I2. I am just dividing by 2 is equals to 4 by 2, that means 2. So this is our equation number 1. Why I did that? Because here I can see minus 8 I1, and if I divide this one by 2, then I will get plus 8 I1. So that means if I add these two, then easily 8 I1 and 8 I1 will cut. Okay, so applying, okay, so adding equations 1 and adding equation 1. What is the equation number 1? My 8 I1 plus 4 I2. 8 I1 plus 4 I2 is equals to 2. What is the second equation? Minus 8 I1 minus 13 I2 is equals to minus 6. Okay, so it is equals to 2 na. Okay, so let me add. So this one will cut 4 minus 8. So the 4 minus 13. So that means minus 9 I2 is equals to 2 minus 6. That means minus 4. So minus minus will cut. I2 will equals to 4 by 9 ampere. Okay, I2 is equals to how much? 4 by 9 ampere. So put the value, this value in equation number 1. So from equation 1, how much I get? 8 I1 plus, what is 4 I2. 4, what is the value of I2? 4 by 9 is equals to 2. Correct. Or 8 I1 is equals to 2 minus 4 4 is 16 by 9. 16 by 9 is how much? If I add 16 by 9, 8 I1 is equals to 18 minus 16 by 9. 18 minus 16 by 9 is equals to 2 by 9. 2 4s are. So I1 is equals to 1 by 36 ampere. I1 equals to 1 by 36 ampere and I2 is equals to 4 by 9 ampere. But the original question was find the current across 8 ohm. How much current is flowing across 8 ohm? I1 plus I2. So current flowing across 8 ohm resistor, how much? I1 plus is I1 plus I2. Okay, let me write I is equals to I1 plus I2. What is the I1 value of I1? I got 4 by 9. I2 I got 1 by 36. Add them, 36, 9, 4s are 16 plus 1. So that means 17 by 36 ampere. This is your final answer. Current flowing across this 8 ohm resistor is 13 by 17 ampere. So in this way you have to solve the problems. Okay, so practice more problems in your home. Okay, if you have any doubts then you can ask me, but you have to practice well. Okay, so thank you for today.